Hello, I'm Katherine Murphy, the moderator for the League of Women Voters Candidate Interview. I'm joined by Bill Dickinson, who is running for Fire District 7, Commissioner 2. The ground rules for this event were shared earlier with Bill and are posted in the description below. The interview consists of an opening statement followed by 3 questions and a closing statement. All candidates running for this position were invited to be interviewed. So let's get started. Bill, you have 60 seconds to give us your opening remarks.
All right, thank you. I am Bill Dickinson. I've been fortunate to have a long and very successful public safety career. And I originally came to Cle Elum after I met my wife, Betty Groeschel, in college. And we moved to Cle Elum over 46 years ago, built our home on family farmland, and we've maintained that home all along. During that time, I started working as a police officer in Cle Elum and eventually got hired on a full-time basis over in King County. And so I spent the rest of my career commuting back and forth, and we got involved in the fire department when I retired, and discovered that there were some issues that needed to be dealt with the fire department, and I wanted to be a volunteer here, as I had been a volunteer when I was 18 years old, coming out of high school and into college. So I had an interest in public safety my whole life, both in law enforcement and in fire service.
Thank you. So here's your first question. Please describe Fire District 7's service area and what you see as the biggest challenge facing the district, and you have 90 seconds.
All right. The service area is about 128 square miles, and we have to maintain 8 fire stations within our jurisdiction to try to provide service throughout that very large area. We have, of course, apparatus that have to be maintained in each and every one of those. And one of the challenges we have in the upper county is that there are 8 fire departments, all separate, and we operate together fine when we're on a fire, but we don't do anything else on a regular basis as a group. So I think that's one of the challenges, is that we have probably twice as many apparatus and twice as many fire stations in the upper county as they have in the lower county. And the lower county services a much larger population and a much larger service area than we do up here, and they do it very economically. And so that's sort of an inspiration for us to see, where if we get together and do things as a large group, it's more economical. For example, if you were to buy a new fire truck, it'd be $500,000 to buy it. In the upper county, in District 7, if we have 5,000 voters, it would cost $100 each. If we had all the upper county departments together, then we had 15,000 people, it would cost $33 for each taxpayer. So that's some of the challenges that I see, that we have large geography and we're growing.
Right, that's great. So the next question is, do you support the merger of Fire District 7 with Kittitas Valley Fire and Rescue, and why or why not? Again, you have 90 seconds.
Okay, that's part of really a larger question. Do I support the merger of fire departments? And yes, I do. And we have spent many years here in District 7 trying to become friendly and working in close relationships with the other fire departments up here. And we have tried to encourage the notion of coalescing into a larger regional fire service, but we've had no luck with convincing the other departments to go that way. And so if we're going to try to get maximum economy of scale and have an efficient, effective fire service, we do know that by looking at departments all over the country, mergers are very commonplace, and they lead to a more cost-effective and efficient service, better response times and all that. So if we can't merge with our other upper county fire departments, which we have not been able to do, then the next best thing we can do is to try merging with KVF&R. KVF&R is much like us. We're the only two departments in the county with full-time firefighters 24/7, 365. And so we're common and similar in those respects. And some people would tell you that, it's a gross distance between us. It's really not that far. In fact, KVF&R has medical response, and they respond into our fire district all the time on paramedic calls. So we
Okay.
actually work together.
Great, thank you. The last question I have is, how can the district attract and retain volunteer firefighters? And again, you have 90 seconds.
All right. Well, when I first came on to this is, I'm just finishing my first term, and I'm the incumbent for the second term. When I first came on to the board, we were strictly all volunteer, but we had already entered into a federal grant to bring on career firefighters. At that time, we were losing volunteers like crazy, and it is difficult to recruit them now. It seems that many people who used to volunteer are less interested in volunteering. So it's a challenge. So we obtained a grant and hired somebody to come in and help us recruit new people. And we have done that. And we've gone from, I think, about 20 to almost 60 volunteers now. And so we've been pretty successful. And a lot of the volunteers are coming here because of the opportunity to train and work side by side with our career firefighters.
Great, thank you. So now it's time for your closing statement, and you have 60 seconds for that.
Okay. I stand on my record for the last 5.5 years in the district. We've gone from a fire department that was on the verge of bankruptcy, and you can check that out with the then county auditor, Jerry Pettit. We were in a bad place at that time. We've since then led us into a much better place. We're financially sound with only a minor tax levy increase. And we're delivering, we're the only department in the upper county delivering 24/7, 365 assured response. So I think that record, plus all the new fire equipment apparatus we purchased in recent years, and the establishment of 2 staffed fire stations at this point, both speak for what has been accomplished while I've been on the Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Bill Dickinson, for participating in this interview and for offering to serve our community as Fire District 7 Commissioner 2. For those watching, remember to check votewa.org.gov to be sure that you are registered to vote. That's votewa.gov. All interviews will be linked in the Kittitas County League's voter guide, which can be found at kittitasleague.org. Thank you for voting in this election and all elections.